better view, hopefully. Got my jasmine going tonight. And my little votive, okay. So, pick up the cards from the last reading that I did, which was another live. So, if you enjoy the lives, please go to the live tab and check out those readings. So, see what we have going on tonight. Last night was a love reading. Before that, I had done another kind of more weekend based. We're about halfway through this moon cycle, from which we had a partial lunar eclipse and solar eclipse this month. Okay. So go ahead and use the Ethereal Visions deck today. Get that magic working. What's he say? Got that mojo working, but it sure won't work on you. Got that mojo working, but it don't work on you. It's probably not exactly the correct melody, but you know, it is what it is today. So, if you're new, please subscribe. And go ahead and jump into the tarot and see what messages we have going on in this current energy for this collective. So if you resonate with any of this message, please like the video and help spread that message around. Your participation helps the vibration. Okay? Be part of the high vibe tribe. Now, exactly. The Empress, because you impress, collective. You impress those around you. You leave a lasting impression. Yes? Kind of. I'm going to stick with the King of Cups. Very interesting. The Queen of Cups came out in the last reading. Was heavily favored, but you know, you had a lot of kings show up in the last reading as well, and now you're starting with a king. So somebody who, you know, say could be in their feelings about you, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, right? Somebody who's saying, look, I'm, you know, serious about this kind of love offer feeling. So yeah, what's crossing the situation, collective? So especially if this is the message for a divine masculine, is kind of what you don't know about the situation. Like, you want to come towards somebody, but you don't know what else they have going on. Like, are they dating somebody? Are they already in a commitment? Like, you know, because that could be, you know, kind of a touchy subject if you, right, come on to somebody and they're like, yeah, it's not gonna happen because I'm already with somebody else. Like, you know, they already went off and got married or something, you know, like there's not really a whole lot you can do about that, right? So I feel like right now that's what's been crossing you, but since, you know, these eclipses have moved out, it's kind of time for the big reveal, and not to kind of close off your feelings to the situation, but actually start, you know, communicating your feelings on the situation. Okay, so take that illusion down with you, right? Cancerian and Pisces energy as well here with the moon card. All right, so in the foundation, The Five of Wands. Yeah, you may feel like you have been pulled in many directions yourself, and you could feel like the person that you're after is kind of, you know, I don't want to say like blockaded, or maybe they've kind of blocked you in a way where, you feel like you have to jump through hoops or something in order to be with them. And that's kind of the opposite of the relaxed vein of the King of Cups, okay, who's very sure of his love. All right. So, there's kind of like this underlying storm of brewing type thing, okay? And again, that part of that is because of what's unknown here with the moon card, right? It's like, well, the longer you let it fester, then the worse it'll get, right? Versus like, oh, maybe when like you make that phone call or you open that piece of mail and it's like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? So it's up to you, collective, what you do with that information. Okay, so use your own discernment, please. And, don't make any brash decisions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like so certain of something, like, okay, sit on it for 24 hours. You should come out with the same outcome, right? But, some people don't want to have that kind of patience about themselves. So again, it's up to you. You have to use your own discernment. So, you can take the lesson as it comes to you, right? And then it's, how you handle it after that. Everybody receives, lessons, okay? Nobody's exempt from lessons in their life, all right? Unless you by some chance are some perfect person, right? Okay, Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Speaking the truth of the situation. Whoever this person is, they've been very closed off. Okay. There may be a lack of communication as well. And again, you're not sure the why behind it because of this moon card here, crossing the King of Cups. You're like, well, are they not talking to me because they're talking to somebody else? Are they not talking to me because, they've moved on with somebody else? Are they not talking to me because they like hate my guts now or something? You know what I mean? All those things that can go through, a person's mind if they had, say, a genuine friendship with somebody. Now, if you didn't have a genuine friendship with somebody, that doesn't mean it doesn't cause like some anguish, because mentally how you think of a situation, the emotions still, feel, the same, right? As if it's real. But then, that's the cognitive dissonance, right? So if what you had in your mind did not align, okay, and you have some cognitive dissonance there, that's yourself trying to make yourself feel better and saying, but this and but that, and right, but it's like, but wait, okay, now it might be time to look really at, what the moon has revealed, okay? And maybe it's revealed that there was a separation for a reason. Maybe you just had two different communication styles. Maybe you're just not their type. Like, there's it kind of doesn't matter after, the way that they want to display their love, okay? So if you're this masculine that's been holding back, it's like, well, what have you displayed towards this Queen of Swords? If you've not displayed any outward like affection or anything, then yeah, she could appear closed off. All right, so taking it from, both sides there, okay, of the situation. The Magician, yeah. Yeah, you're a master manifester, so you're used to getting what you want, right? And there is some frustration at times when things do not go. Okay. Check your Mercury placement as well and your communication style. Gemini could be involved. I feel like you've been talking to somebody about your situation, discussing things. And maybe this is what's helping you come through these illusions here, like with this moon card. And then it's like, well, kind of like what I think I mentioned at the beginning. It's like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad, right? Because look at what I'm able to do out of this situation, right? Literally taking the lemons, okay? This lemon that somebody sold you, right? And it's like, oh, this, maybe they told you it was an orange, and it's like, oh, wait a second, these are lemons. Oh, well, sorry. And you're like, well, now what am I going to do with this, right? But, you being resourceful, adding your sugar into your special recipe, right? Okay. Now, moving forward, please. All my life, pray for someone like you. And I thank God that I finally found you. All my life, pray for someone like you. Yes, I pray that you do love me too. The Three of Wands. Fantastic. Fantastic. So some of you could be making a move soon, and this could be part of what you're manifesting, right? You're like, look, I'm tired of this separation. I'm tired of this no contact. Or, you may be kind of like lifting yourself up out of whatever fog that you had or belief that you had in this relationship, right? Which ended up not being a relationship, you know what I mean? Because when you're in separation, you're not in a relationship with somebody, I mean, that's just the facts. In the 3D world, you can think about it, right? But sometimes, your vision comes in a little bit differently than you anticipated, right? Okay. And by kind of getting out there and seeing what else the world has to offer, you're starting to see that, okay, that it's okay to quietly have some boundaries and just kind of let it see how it shakes out, all right, because good things are still coming, no matter who's involved. And so this foundational worry here with this Five of Wands about who's involved, it's kind of like a non-issue. It's an excuse, for somebody to not move forward with plans. So I am going to pull the next card. So how is the collective feeling about this King of Cups here? Yes. So if you are this masculine energy, how you're feeling about the situation. After you've seen what's crossing you now. Oh my. Well, you're feeling pretty feisty about it, pretty passionate. So if there had been some space between you, you're kind of realizing why you needed to do that. Maybe it was one of those things where, it's like just too much of a burst of energy and kind of like not a whole lot else, right? And now you're like, look, I have what I want. I have my passion moving forward, okay? So, you're kind of like, if you're not in on the deal, then that's fine. I'll find somebody who will, and you're willing to go out there and find it with the Three of Wands. Like, you're not in hermit mode, you're not hiding. The moon is revealing. She's sitting here, but she's not necessarily in hermit mode, okay? She's paying attention to, you know, the messages here that are coming across. All right. Okay. So this passionate new beginning that somebody wants to have with you is, you know, imminent. Okay. And you may be feeling the same way towards them. All right. Um, no matter that, you know, foundationally here, there's some competition for your energy, which, you know, welcome. Oh, ye old devil card, right? Welcome to the club. There's always a new devil that wants to grab you by the horns, right? And be like, oh, you're going to do this for me now. Well, you know. Yeah, somebody that wants to work with you, okay? Or has worked with you in the past, and they see like what a good worker you are, and you're like, then they're like, oh, well, actually, you know, I have a little job for you. And it's like, well, you know, I didn't know that I was going to be your employee, but thanks for stopping by. I feel like that's kind of how this person has kind of come across in the past. So if you're this either masculine or feminine energy, I'm not sure where, you know, I feel like it's the masculine a little bit more, for some reason. Which, you know, I mean, masculine energy is more aggressive, right? So what else do we have here in the environment now, please, for this collective? Oh, look, who just had to come out. Like I said, there's always, it's just, okay. So, but again, out of this next quarter, then we're into Capricorn season as well. All right. So if you're going to be bound to something, make sure it's something that you are envisioning for yourself working out, right? Don't just hop into something because somebody's like, oh, hey, look at this, right? And I think that's what you're kind of considering here with the moon. You're like, well, you know, this person's talked about this and that, but have they delivered on anything? And if they haven't delivered on anything, then you have no kind of, you don't owe them anything, right? If they've never followed through on any of their promises or, you know, talks or, you know, whatever the situation may be, okay? But, you know, they may appear with this, you know, at times masculine or aggressive energy that's like, well, no, you need to do this and that. And it's like, well, wait a second. I have a choice. I have a choice in the matter as well. Because remember, I'm manifesting for me in my best interest. Are you manifesting for my best interest right now? Or are you just trying to get what you want, which could be a little bit one-sided, right? Oh my god, my dog's going crazy right now. In the hopes and fears, please. Oh my gosh, the Ace of Pentacles, you see that? That came out in one of my last readings as well. So for those of you that want to reunite or like open up a line of communication with this person, you are kind of nervous because you're like ready to plant this huge seed and you're like, I don't think this person is really interested in it now. You know, and it may have come across, you know, kind of like in a literal sense, you know. So and you're like, well, if that's all it is, I can get that any day, right? Because here in my foundation, people are competing for my time all the time. So what makes you any different, right? Don't know what you got till it's gone. Something ballads. It was like rock ballads, you know? You know, I didn't mind waking up to that after taking a nap, right? Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, the lovers. This is a very good outcome for somebody. Okay. Again, Gemini. So you may have been kind of hiding, I feel like, your side that shows kind of what you want out of this love situation. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay, let's pull a couple of Monology cards now, please. I got through that pretty quickly for doing lacrosse. Right? Whew. What messages do we have now for this collective? Boy, she's really growling at something, but there's other dogs in the neighborhood. I can hear barking out there, so she's just doing her part. And she's a big dog, so you know she's got that big bark. So she's like, "Ooh, I got it from here." Right? Did you ever see that movie, like 101 Dalmatians? Like the dogs like howl, they're like a little, like play telephone, you know? Have faith in your dreams. So collective, I feel like for some of you, just because you've kept your boundaries up potentially, especially if you're this feminine energy dealing with this masculine energy here, you've not, that doesn't mean you've given up on what you've been working on, okay? Like you still are fulfilled in your purpose. You know, it's just that maybe you've shifted focus a little bit, okay? And I think that's what this person is now realizing here with the moon coming out, okay, and crossing this situation. um, they're like, wow, like this queen here is really motivated. She's really smart. You know, she goes after what, you know, she's a driven person. And she actually makes sense of what she's doing as well. You know, it's not just like this constant chaos here that's appearing right now in the foundation, okay? Show the world the real you, Aquarian energy, okay? So as you're manifesting here, that's what you're doing, right? You're showing the world what you have to offer, what it's like to be you, you know, okay? And people are accepting you for it, all right? So that's kind of this Ace of Pentacles, why it's appearing here in the first place. I understand it's in your hopes and fears. It's like, oh gosh, well, I don't want to fumble this huge play, right? It's like, you know, well, who's going to shoot the final shot, right? And some people want the final shot, right? And other people are like, no, send it, I'll pass it to so and so instead. They can do the final shot. But this is your life. This is your life, right? This is your shot. You're just going to hand it off to somebody else and then watch them fumble it. I would not advise doing that, especially if it's coming straight from the universe, okay? As your outcome here is the Lovers. So if that's what you've been desiring, that's what you should go after, right? Okay. Don't be afraid to say like, yeah, I'm ready for a partnership. I'm like, you know, just because somebody else doesn't want to see you grow into a different like relationship. That would be kind of weird, right? You know, and sad, really. Like, do you want people to be like alone, other people to be alone? Like, that's kind of weird, right? You know, to actually wish that on somebody, right? Balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of about like bringing that 5D ideation right into the 3D. So all these things that you've been trying to manifest, right? But you're actually kind of bringing it down to earth where it's like, okay, well, how am I actually gonna like try and accomplish this, right? And see, that's where this environment comes up where the devil's like, well, actually, now I want to have you doing this, and I want to have you doing that, and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, wait a second. You know what? I had my eye on what, is crowning me. I already know where I'm headed. So, you just showing up out of the blue isn't necessarily going to knock me off of my throne, right? Like, you're still going towards what you want here. Okay, let's do one more, please. Collective. A time for healing. Yep. So definitely with this King of Cups, I feel like he's kind of realizing, yeah, your dreams need a practical plan. So as you move through these emotions, collective, right? And not just feeling them, but speaking them, all right? That's how you're going to be able to heal, all right? It may include some travel, it may include, you coming together with somebody, kind of some kind of reunion because you're literally physically apart right now. And you're now realizing that that's not what you want in the situation, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe if you've not yet. Previously, you can check out my other YouTube channel called Ophelia's Band, where you can listen to me sing and play my guitar and some of my original songs as well as many covers. So if you're into music, please go check that out and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it because I am trying to record some music and raise funds for that as well. So any subscriptions and likes definitely help my you know fun stuff that I get to share with you. So if you're enjoying it, please do your girl a favor. And until then, please manifest wisely. Bye bye.